Dave Palumbo here with RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2018, brought to you by Redcon 1. Today's topic, predictions. We're going to talk about the 212 division. Once again, I'm not afraid to put it on the line. I'm throwing my predictions out there. Right or wrong, it doesn't matter. I know you guys want to hear what I think, and if I'm wrong, you could say, Palumbo was wrong, and if I'm right, you could call me a genius, whatever you want to do. But let's get to it. Flex Lewis going for history here. He's already the most winningest 212 Olympia champ of all time. This will be the final 212 show of his life. He says he is leaving the 212 division. We'll probably see him in the open division in another year or two after that. The question is, can he win this year? But really the question is, can anyone else beat Flex Lewis? And I think the answer to that is no. I don't think that, I've never seen Flex out of shape. I've seen him flat. I've seen him a little off because he has trouble making weight. Because remember, this guy's a legitimate 220-something pound guy who's now sucking down to 212, and there's not a lot of time to fill up. He obviously has problems, trying to rehydrate, re-get the carbs into the muscle, and look as good as he did before he sucked that weight down. So I think the Flex Lewis we get on the 212 stage is never the best Flex Lewis available. And I think that's frustrating for him at this point. I think he wants to try to go on stage and be his best, and I don't blame him. That's why this is going to be his last one. But I still think even at his sucked down best, I think he's very, very difficult to beat. I don't know if there's anyone in this lineup who can do it. I'm going to go with Flex for the win, only because he's the existing reigning champ. He's got a lot of charisma on stage. His presentation is second to none up there. He's a perfectionist. He's a hard worker. I just don't see him letting this one get out of his grips. And if you look at some of the crazy pictures we've seen recently, I mean, he's obviously in the best shape of his life. And he's focused on this win, obviously. Whenever something's your last, you tend to be able to focus a little bit more and give it a little bit more heart, because it's not like just another day at the beach, so to speak. So I don't think Flex loses here. The question is, who's going to play second this year? Ahmad Ashkanani, the last 2 years, has been in the second position. We didn't see him all year. He took the year off. He won the Arnold Classic the year before that. You would think that he would be the obvious choice for second place, but I just don't think he's going to do it this year. I think his legs are just not up to snuff with his upper body. I think the competition was not that steep last year. I think that Jose was a little off. And I think that the guys coming into this year's competition are way better. And I think Ashkanani is going to have a really, really tough time, keeping that second position, just because of that discrepancy from the upper to lower body. Now, we haven't really seen a lot of them, so maybe he made improvements. I don't know, but I'm not going with that. I'm going to go with the new guy on the block. The guy who's been surging, Derek Lunsford, last year won the USA Championships, turned pro. A week later, won the Tampa Pro, qualified for the 212 Olympia, did the 212 Olympia, placed fifth. This guy's hot. He is fresh. He's got the brand, clean skin. He's got the, great lines. His conditioning also second to none. The guy is a freak. He's put on an enormous amount of muscle this past year. And he had the muscle to gain because he was only 198 pounds last year, essentially, of 200 pounds. So he had a good 10, 15 pounds to put on. I don't know exactly how much he put on, but this guy is for real. I believe him to be the future of this division, maybe even beyond that, but at least for the near future, I think he's the future of this division. I'm going to go with Derek Lunsford pulling off that upset and beating some of these veterans in this lineup and snagging that second position. It might be a little controversial, this decision, but I believe that Lunsford is ready. It's his time. He has made improvements that are almost incomprehensible over the last 4 years from where he came from. I think he was a welterweight when he started. It's just unbelievable. It's like a Dexter Jackson story almost. So I think, to me, Lunsford has got the momentum. He's got the look. He's a good-looking guy. He's got a good stage presence. I think that he's a shoo-in for second place, but I don't think he's going to go down without a fight. I don't think it's going to go down without a fight, because obviously Jose Raymond is coming back to this show. This is going to be his last. He's retiring after the show. He's going to bring his best for sure. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to be his best. I've seen pictures of him. He's going to be super hard to beat, and I really believe that that third position, even the second position, because we don't know Lunsford's going to be his best. I'm assuming he is, but I think that second and third position are going to be fought between Jose Raymond and Kamal El-Gargni. Now, Kamal is a guy that we have interviewed before. He's a guy that just basically turned pro this past year. They finally gave him his pro card. The guy's been winning shows for 15 years already in Europe. world championships and all that. He wins the Arnold this year. He's got a tremendous amount of momentum going into this Olympia. He's never out of shape. He's got a Jose Raymond-like physique, I think. They're very similar in physique. Jose's might has a little bit better legs. Kamal might have slightly better lines than Jose. I think it's going to be a battle with those two. You know, and they could easily be battling for second place, well, if Derek's off. But I'm going to go with Kamal narrowly edging out Jose Raymond. I'm going to put Kamal third, Jose Raymond fourth, and I'm going to relegate Ahmad Ashkanani to the fifth position. I just don't think Ahmad's legs are as good as Kamal's or Jose's or Derek's for that matter. So if it's judged fairly and symmetry is taken into account, upper to lower body balance, I don't see how Ashkanani could beat that top four. Once again, I think the sixth position is really going to be what's up for grabs. Former Mr. Olympia David Henry is going to be in that group. Sean Clarita, who's surging, won the New York Pro this year. That's my pick for sixth. I think Sean's the smallest guy in the lineup, but he's also one of the most dangerous because he's gnarly hard. He's got terrific lines, and he's got a small waist and super great symmetry. I think he's going to be very difficult to beat. Another guy in that consideration for the sixth position would be Zane Watson, who I think is bigger than the other two guys, but I think that Zane has already been beaten by Sean at New York Pro. Now, granted, Zane had about 3 hours to carb up after New York Pro after he made weight. So he's going to have at least 24 hours here. Will he be able to beat Sean? He might. So, but I'm going to go Sean Clarita sixth. So my final rankings would be Flex Lewis for the win again, Derek Lunsford second, Kamala Gargany third, Jose Raymond fourth, Ahmad Ashkanani in the fifth position with Sean Clarita narrowly snagging that sixth position. Am I right? Who knows? But it's fun to speculate. We'll see. If I am right, I'll be hailed as a hero, right? Or maybe he's just a nutcase. I don't know what it really comes down to in the end. But you know what? Flex Lewis actually sent me this shirt. So in honor of the 212 predictions video, I'm wearing the rain. And will Flex Lewis reign again? We'll find out next Saturday. For now, I'm Dave Palumbo with another RXMuscle Iron Road to the Olympia 2018 installment brought to you by Redcon 1. I'll see you next time.